A photograph? By Shirley Towlson. Let's start.
The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding my mother's hands. And she, the big girl, some 12 years or so.
Shirley Towlson is looking at a cardboard which shows about when two girls went paddling. Went paddling? It means moving in shallow water. Thus, the poetess is looking at a cardboard in which two girl cousins are holding each hand of poetess' mother. And her mother was some 12 years that time. Now tell. What does the cardboard denote in this stanza? A photograph. How many people are there in the photograph? Who are they? There are 3 people in the photograph. One is the poetess' mother, another 2 are mother's cousins. Mother is in the center. What is her mother's age? Her mother's age was about 12 years at that time.
All 3 stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. And the sea, that appeared to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet.
All 3 stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. The mother's face was very sweet, and it was before the poetess had born. You know, this is a photograph of poetess' mother's childhood. Shirley says, the sea, that appeared to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. Transient means temporary or momentary. Now see the contrast. The sea appears to have changed less. It is almost the same as it was before. But humans are transient. All the 3 cousins were obviously changed drastically in this time period. Shirley's mother was a small child with sweet face, but she became a grown-up mother. Thus, the sea, that changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. Their feet were transient, that is, momentary, and changing.
Some 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot.
See Betty and Dolly. And look how they dressed us for the beach.
The sea holiday was her past. Mine is her laughter. Both right, with the liberties of loss.
Some 20-30 years later, her mother would laugh at the snapshot and say, Betty and Dolly, look how we were dressed for the beach. Means, after 20-30 years later, her mother would see the snapshot. Who are Betty and Dolly? Yes, they are the cousins, who were also present in the photograph. And now, we know their names. Shirley says, the sea holiday was past for her mother. And her laughter was past for Shirley. Both are with liberties of loss. Right? Disappointed. Both of them are disappointed with their loss. Both have different losses. For Shirley, the loss of her mother's laughter. And for her mother, the loss of the past, the sea holiday.
Now she has been dead nearly as many years as the girl lived. And of this circumstance, there is nothing to say at all. It's silences.
Her mother is dead. Nearly as many years as she, in the photograph, lived. So, how many years have passed after the death of her mother? 12 years. Because she was some 12 years old in the photograph. And of this circumstance, there's nothing to say at all. It's silences. Means, at the condition of her death, the poetess can say nothing. It's silences. Here, silence is considered as a person who silences. So, silences is used as a verb. Thus, the death of her mother's silence silences the poet. Which poetic device is used in this line? Personification. Because silence is shown as a person. Please subscribe my channel to get videos of other chapters. Hit the like button.